Hi everyone, so I just want to show you a few bits that I got from Kokorosa Studio recently, my latest order. Don't forget to use iced 20 to get 20% off your order. And also there's an extra bonus as well. If you comment down below, then what I will do is I will have a look through the comments and I will pick one person who will then win a code which will get you $15 off your next order on Kokorosa Studio. So make sure you comment down below, and then I will choose someone probably after a few days of this video being up. I will then choose somebody, and I will let them know, and you will get $15 off your next order. So if we start with this Easter die. Really cool die this one is. Really nice. It's got like an outer and an inner, so it's got an outer bit there, and then it's also got an inner. So if you can see where the whiskers are, you see there's a gap, so it actually cuts out. The Happy Easter will cut out of a piece of card, or you can cut the whole thing out as a shape. So if you cut it out as a shape, it looks a bit like this. I've added an extra outer to it as well, so where the pink ends, that's where the die cuts, and then this silver bit is what I've just freehand cut around the outside. And I cut it out of pink and out of silver, and I've just switched them around. So this is the card I've made using it. These papers are from Antonio Makes, so head over there and use Louise 10 to get 10% off your order for that. But yeah, so that's that one. So that's that die. Really sweet, really nice. I like the way that's done. Then we've also got this lovely musical note die. Now this is a very decent size. In fact, let me just quickly tell you the size of that Easter one as well while we're here. So the Easter one is about 2.5 inches by about 4 inches. This one here, the musical note, at its widest point is about 2.5 by 5, just over 5 inches. So it's a really good size. It cuts out really well. I did have to put it through a couple of times. The gold mirror that I used, here's the card. The gold mirror that I used wasn't that thick, so that helped. If you get really thick card, you might have to shim it. But yeah, so this is the card that I made. Nice and easy. So that is that one. Then we also used this one. Now this actually cuts out of your card. So everything on this side here doesn't cut out like a whole section. It just cuts a border. So you can see this outside line here, it cuts a border, and then all of these flowers, just the petals are cut out. These are some extra ones. So if I show you the card I've made with this, so here's the card. So can you see how it's only cut up here and then round these edges, and that's it. There's nothing else cut over this side, so you can use it like an edge, almost like an edge die. And if you can see each of these flowers, but let me turn it over and show you. Each of these flowers, it hasn't cut all the way. It's literally cut around the outside of the petals. So you can just pull your little petals up. And the ones who are keen-eyed will spot I've added extra ones in. So you see this one here, that one there, these three here. They're not on here. That one is that one. That one is that one, but these are extra. So I've used these extra dies and placed them where I wanted to add a few more flowers. So it's really versatile, and if you wanted to, you could just use these three on their own. These would also be very useful on the tulip vase that we did the other day, or a few weeks ago now, on the vellum strips. So that's a really nice die. One thing to note, there are no holes to poke out with, but because it cuts out of your page, as long as you just carefully prise it from this edge, just keep prising, it will come out okay. This card was a 230 GSM. I wouldn't go much thinner than that, just so that then when you do pull out, you don't end up with, you know, petals coming off and stuff. This die here as well, at its widest point, it is 4 inches, and it is 5.5 inches. But I actually made my card into a 6x6. So you can just extend that line at the top and the bottom if you want it wider. So that's not a problem. But just so you know for that. The other thing you could do is put foam in between your die and your card, and that way it would cut out, but everything will just pop out nicely. Okay, so that's an easy way around it. But I didn't have any problems. I didn't have any problems with the fact there was no holes in it. Next up we've got this cute little bunny rabbit and plant pot die. Now I just thought the plant pots would be very useful going forward, like if you want flowers coming out of it. And the rabbits are cute for Easter as well. So I've just cut out some of these. I've cut out some of these plant pots, and then I've also cut the rabbits out, and I've just stuck them on. So for example, this one here is actually this one, and as you can see it actually cuts a line, so it cuts this line and that line out of your plant pot. And all I've done is just poked it through and just stuck it behind, so it looks like he's peering out. Again here with the ears, just stuck a little bit at the bottom there. Again with the feet and the bottom, just poked it through. This one here I didn't poke it through, I just stuck it straight on because I wanted his little paws over the edge. And then this one here I have actually put him through, although I probably didn't need to, but I wanted him just to be coming out the top. So that's the bunny rabbit die. So these are quite cute. These measure, they're about 1¼ some are, yeah, about 1¼ by 1½ ish, the pots, and then the rabbits obviously, you know, maybe 1½ 1¾ they kind of, they vary because obviously the different sizes. But yes, it's quite a cute die, that one. Next up is this one, which is a Jeep die. So this is what it looks like when you put it together, and you could obviously change up the, you know, where you put the flamingo and the surfboard and everything. So I'm going to show you now how to put this die together. So next up we've got the Jeep die, which is quite cool. So this is the die, and it cuts really well. The only things with the tyres, you just need to make sure that you use a decent card, not a thin one. I've used very thin just to put these together, just so I've got like a little one to keep with the die itself. But with the tyres, I ended up with them cutting out. So I've done them again with a thicker card. But anyway, so when you've made it all up, it looks like that. So it really is rather cool. Now I'm missing one of the boxes. I'm missing this little box because when I put it together I couldn't figure out where to put it. And you can, you know, layer it up how you want to. This is just how I did it. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So you're going to start with this piece here, and this piece is going to go over the top of here like that, and just try and make sure this bit kind of fits there, sort of in the footwell of the car. So next I'm going to go ahead and stick the tyres on, so they're going to go on there. So next you want to take your big piece, which is this one, and you're just going to layer up on there all your different things. So you've got your flamingo, you've got your little case and your big case. So just layer them up however you want to do it. And then you just take your little thing and you just put them in the back like that and stick them down. And there you have your flamingo and your Jeep. Obviously the colours, I probably wouldn't choose orange wheels, but you know, just so you could see how to put it together. So yeah, so there's your little Jeep. And as I say, you don't have to stick them together like that. You can do them slightly different if you want to. I've changed it around slightly. As I said, I didn't put this little case in originally. But yeah, you could just move it around, do whatever. You could even have Mr. Flamingo driving the Jeep if you wanted to. That'd be quite fun. Okay, so next up we have this one, which is like an ice cream van. Really sweet this is. And so I've made this up. Here we go. I'm going to show you how to make that up now, but before I go I'm just going to show you how big this turns out. So this turns out at 4¼ by 3 inches. So it's a decent size, and you really could go to town with this. With what colours, if you wanted to cut it all out of white and then just distress ink it up or whatever, you know, you can really go to town. But I'm going to show you now how I put that together. So here are all the pieces you need. I've just cut them out of random colours of card for now. So now we're going to put them together. So you need to start with this bit, which is the base piece, and on top you want to put this one. This is the next piece to go on. So I'm going to go ahead and stick this down. So next up is this piece, and this is going to go on there like that. Okay, so these pieces here are obviously what I've cut out the window, so we don't need those, they're just off-cutty bits. Then you've got this tiny, tiny, tiny little, it's a tiny little piece, it's a tiny little die, this one. It's this one here. This is also quite tiny, and these are quite tiny. So I just used it on the front there, like it's a little bumper, like a little light. And then you've got this long strip here, which goes along the top. And you've got this strip here, which I think goes underneath the ice cream van window. And then you've got the tyres, the wheels, which are going to go there. And if you want to, you can cut them out of another colour as well and have them filled in like I did with this one here. And then last but not least, you've got the canopy, and the canopy just goes above the window. And there you have it, your ice cream van. So actually it looks quite good in those colours. Didn't think it was going to look as good, but it looks quite cool. So yeah, so that's your ice cream van. And last but not least, we've got the house die. It's like a villa die. Now, I wasn't completely sure how to put this together, so I've just kind of done my best based on some photos that I've seen. So this is what I came up with. I quite like it. It's quite nice. You can move this. This can go in the middle. You can move it all around, to be honest with you. I actually cut some extra windows out as well, because you only get two. You get like one of each size. So I've actually cut an extra ones out of the small ones, just so I could, sort of layer it up. This piece here is extra as well, because this was just like an offcut from one of the frame of the actual house. If you make it this sort of way, then it's going to measure about 4 inches by about 3 3/4. But obviously, if you choose to put this up higher, as I think I do in the video in a minute, where I show you what to do, then obviously I'll make it higher. But just a rough idea of how big to do it. But it's a really cool house. So I'm going to show you now how to make this house. So this is all the pieces, and I'm going to show you now how to stick it together. Now there are certain bits I wasn't quite sure what to do. This main body bit here actually it's not actually a piece, so this is actually an offcut of one of the bits that's cut out of the frame. So I'm not quite sure where that piece is, because on the pictures I've seen there is actually a piece there, but I'm going to show you anyway. I'm going to cobble something together and then show you roughly how you can put it together. I'm sure there's different ways you can do it, but I'm going to show you like one way of doing it. Okay, so I'm going to leave this one here just so we can sort of see. Now you probably noticed here on where the actual little windows are, I actually popped the pieces back in again. So on this one I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to leave them open just so you can kind of roughly see what to do. So I think the first thing to do really is to stick the frame onto the main body here. Okay, so next up I'm going to put this roof onto this piece here. And then I'm also going to take this little piece here and stick it onto the top of this one. Okay, so the next thing is this piece here, I think is the door. So I'm going to stick that on top of the front door. And then this bit is the roof. So the bit that goes up is kind of, is that bit there. So it goes on the top right hand side. And I'm going to make sure that this section here covers that whole bit there. I mean, you don't have to do it this way. This is just the way I'm doing it based on the photos I've seen. Okay, so next I'm going to take this little window here, and I'm going to put that in the middle, just on there, and I'm going to make sure it doesn't go above the roof. It can go above the roof if you want, but I'm not going to do that on mine. So I'm going to stick that one down. And then I'm going to take the smallest little window, and I think I'm going to put that on there like that, and I'm going to put the bigger one down there like that. Now I'm not really sure here because there was a piece here on the picture I saw where this was actually wider, so I'm not quite sure, because if I just stick this onto maybe there, it doesn't really make sense. I mean, you could do it on the front there, I suppose. You could do it here. So I'm not really sure where to put it. I might do this one just here for now. Yeah, I'm just going to put that on there for now. And then this little set of 3, now obviously as you can see I actually cut out a piece to go here and I put them on there, but on this one I'm not going to, I'm going to cut them up and I'm going to put them in different places. And then I'm not really sure what you're supposed to do with these here. Maybe we need to put one on the bottom like a step. You've really kind of got steps there, but unless you put maybe one here and then one underneath it. And then the chimney can just go at the top there. And then I'm left with these 3 pieces. I'm not sure what they do, and obviously your balloons, which are supposed to come out of the top of your house. So there you go. So that's just another way of doing it. Obviously the colours, I wouldn't use those colours, but I just thought I'd just show you, just cut them out of scrap card for now. I think I'd probably put 2 more of those in there. I might also put something in there. Yeah, it's just a different way of doing it. You can do what you want really. If you wanted to, you could have this bit in the middle, you know, just have a play around really. But that's the gist of what you can do with that particular house die. So it's quite versatile. Okay, so I hope you liked the video. Please like and subscribe. Don't forget to head over to kokorosastudio.com and use the code ICED20 to get yourself 20% off your next order. Also, don't forget to comment down below. I will choose somebody at random and they will get a voucher for, well, a code for $15 off their next order. So, you know, leave a comment down below and I will choose a winner at random, and I'll announce it on probably on my next live stream, or I'll put a post up just so you know who the winner is. But yeah, hope you enjoyed today. Please like and comment and leave a notification, etc. And I'll see you next time. Bye.